This is Keira Knightley, and I play Elizabeth Swan, and I'm accompanied by...
Jack Davenport, who in equally dulcet tones plays Commodore Norrington. Oh, it's a good beginning.
It's a nice beginning. Oh, ship. Isn't that pretty?
Isn't it pretty? And not real.
Shh. You can't tell them that.
Already?
Spooky. Look. Mini-me.
Very small version of Keira.
Yes.
Strangely singing at the front of a boat.
She's doing it very well.
Sort of troubled child would do that.
Cursed pirates sail these waters.
Kevin McNally's magnificent sideburns.
Mr. Badger.
Oh, no, there you go. Here's
Oh, look, you're so sexy. Look at you.
the quality's arrived. Someone's come to save the scene.
Yes.
No, in terms of character development, of course, the major development is that my hair changes colour halfway through.
Gosh.
In vague seriousness about my character, because I better get this in before Keira actually turns up and dominates the entire film.
Naturally, darling.
Naturally. Yeah. I suppose in terms of any sense of developing a character, I think principally what was important to me was just that, as it kind of indicated from the early scenes, Norrington does have a long-standing relationship with Keira's character in that obviously he knows her as a child. So when we get further into the story and he becomes engaged to her, that was kind of the most important thing to kind of hold on to, because it's that relationship which kind of gives my character sort of any sort of complexity, really, in that he's not just the kind of shouting bloke in a triangular hat. So that was kind of important to me. That's a very good effect, because if you'd seen what that looked like in real life, that burning boat, it wasn't very impressive.
Oh, mini Orlando. And the look of love. Can you see that? Oh.
I know.
Oh, no.
I think she's...
Yes.
My name's Elizabeth.
Yes.
The thing is, this child is better spoken than you are in real life, which is upsetting.
Stop it.
Well, it's true, though.
Stop it.
There's a few lines later on that I'll be...
Yeah, I'm sure you will, but don't.
No, I will. Don't worry.
Yeah, all right.
And also, can your hair actually do ringlets like that?
No, it can't. I never got the ringlets. Look, she's all pretty and girly. Oh, pirate medallion. Arr.
Oh,
Oh, look, it's you again.
I put the money on the screen again.
Oh, dear.
No.
Oh, just stop it. It's you being all sort of Commodore-ish.
No, I'm a lieutenant there.
Oh, are you? You're not a Commodore yet?
Not at all. No, and in terms of my research for the character, which was incredibly wide-ranging.
I'm sure.
Naturally.
Yes.
For this part of the film, I was obviously having to adopt a more subservient tone in my performance.
Oh, no,
Look.
Stop talking, shut up. Oh, ghostly.
No,
Here
it
she comes.
all goes downhill.
She is. Oh, yes, a bit of pouting, looking around.
Oh, it's all.
It's all right. Everything's okay now. The Commodore or Lieutenant is no longer on screen. It's fine.
The class has arrived.
Class has definitely arrived.
You should have given that a polish, love.
Sure.
If you're going to leave it in your drawer.
It's got a little spooky and covered in
Oh,
stuff.
you say that now.
Look at my hair. You see, curly.
Look at that.
Nice.
The amount of time it took to get that hair looking like that. You've got
It's fake, isn't it?
The cost of the extensions. Small West African countries could have been kept running for the cost of your hair.
Yes, took 12 hours that did to put all that in my head. 12 hours colouring.
Are you decent?
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. Oh, put it down there. Yes, quite right. And he's got grey hair. Still
Look at
curly.
that. Do you see what they did there?
Still curly but grey. He must be older.
Now that shot, that's fake.
That didn't exist. We did this in a studio.
Pretty impressive,
It
I
is,
think,
isn't it?
everybody.
Nice dress.
I actually, that was the first moment I gasped when I first saw this film, when she opens those windows.
It was a blue screen or a green screen, maybe.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. He looks so nice.
Doesn't Jonathan look lovely? He looks like he's
does.
going to knock out a piano sonata at any moment.
Actually, I had hoped you might wear it.
Well, we're about to be introduced to my corset. It's going to come nearly... Oh, now, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It hurt a lot. Are we going to... Oh, there it is! The pain!
It should be pointed out, Keira, shouldn't it, that
Ow!
in your fittings,
Yeah.
you showed off as to how small your waist could actually be, not thinking you'd have to wear this for up to 17 hours a day.
I think it's called being really stupid.
My lord, you have a visitor.
I'm Jerry Bruckheimer. I'm the producer of Pirates of the Caribbean, and we're the ones who put it all together. Orlando Bloom is somebody I'd worked with in Black Hawk Down, thought he was going to be a movie star. Pitched him Pirates when we were over in Morocco making Black Hawk, and then ran into him again in Japan when he was promoting Lord of the Rings, and I said, I still have this movie that you'd be fabulous for. Fortunately for us, he read the material and liked it. And I think he also heard about it from Jeffrey Rush, who we were negotiating with at the time, and I think they were doing a picture together. So that helped us also.
If I may. Perfectly balanced. The tang is nearly the full width of the blade.
This bit that's about to cut, that bit right there, Orlando will be extremely annoyed at me saying this, but it did take about 15 takes for him to be able to do that. Though he looks very swish when he can do it. Yeah, looking all smug, please.
Wasn't it a large part of the gag reel?
It was a very large part of the gag reel, actually.
He's always pleased to hear his work is appreciated.
Isn't that just the truth? Oh,
Here we are. Now, what you can't see here is that Gore made me do this about, 1,000,000 times, and I nearly fainted at the end, and the eyes were rolling back in the head. That's the bit where I nearly fell down the stairs.
you see, over-corseted.
Over-corseted, but I'm being very flirty now, aren't I?
Oh.
Look, why does my eyebrow do that?
You need to get control of that.
I do.
At least the boy has a sense.
Yeah, the boy. Now you're going to witness a ceremony that features a man. We're going to leave the boy behind.
I was angry at him there.
What
Did you see that? Did you see that kind of scowl?
He was a cheeky little working class scamp.
He was.
Wasn't he?
Just called me Elizabeth as well. Oh, pout there.
Where was that house? It looks like Beverly Hills. They put some dirt on somebody's drive.
You always look for great actors, and that's the key to everything. And I wanted Johnny and pursued him. Went to France, met with him, had dinner with him and his lawyer, and then went back again a second time to try to convince him to do this picture. But the only way you really convince an actor to do a movie is by the material. And since Elliot and Rossio gave us a fabulous script, I think that convinced Johnny more than anything else. And they wrote a character that he wanted to play and saw something that he could make it his own. And that's what's key to an actor, if they can create a character that's unique to them. And that's what Johnny did. So, the anchor of the cast is Johnny. As far as his performance and the characterization that he created, which is based on Keith Richards, and he claims Pepe Le Pew, and also a bit of Lee Marvin from Cat Ballou. I think that when you hire Johnny, you want him to create something unique and different. And when you have a director as talented as Gore, you have to let him create the characters as vividly and interesting as possible. And Johnny gave us a performance that had modulations in it. It could have been toned down, it could have been amped up, and that's what we do in the editing room. We decide what are the best parts of that performance, and we make sure there's consistency through it.
Hold up there, you! It's a shilling to tie.
Initially, we had some issues with Johnny, and he had too many gold teeth. And we talked to him about it, and he put in a ton of gold teeth in his mouth. And I was concerned that the audience would focus on those gold teeth rather than his performance, and so we removed a couple. And he kind of thought about it and said, "Yeah, maybe those guys are right."
This was actually the very first thing that I shot on this film, and it was a little intimidating, as you will see from the number of people that were standing around for me to have to do this, whilst on one level it was quite nice to be welcome to the film.
It's me looking bored again.
Well, clearly, because I'm about to appear.
Well, I know.
Here I come. I have to stop there. Oh, look there we go.
Oh, look at you and your grey wig.
How could one man wear so much brocade and not be classed as a Mardi Gras float? That's what I'd like to know.
You are a fine specimen of a man.
Oh, she's getting a little hot.
Oh, yes.
Now, I'm very proud of this bit because it took me weeks to learn how to do it, and I'm in the back of your shot. Look at that! Whee! It took weeks to learn how to do. It was a very frightening day walking through all those people and flinging swords around.
This dock is off limits to civilians.
I'm terribly sorry, I didn't know. If I see one, I shall inform you immediately.
Usually we start with a screenplay, or in this case, there was a screenplay, so we had to shape it to we believed was going to be a successful movie. And then you have to convince the studio to make the movie. And once you convince them to make the movie, you have to find a director that you feel will take that ship and steer it on course and embellish it and make it better than you ever imagined it could be. And that's why we chose Gore Verbinski. He's an enormously talented young director, and I've been trying to work with him even before he did Mouse Hunt. And the fact that he could do Mouse Hunt, and which is fun and has a lot of witty humor in it, and then go do The Ring and scare you. Which are two elements we wanted in Pirates, to be able to scare you and make you laugh.
Real ship. That can match the Interceptor.
You always want to entertain an audience and make a picture that's unique and different and fresh, and we felt we had the opportunity to do that. And I think the only thing that we had to be careful of is the fact that the audience would perceive it as being based on Pirates of the Caribbean, the amusement park ride, rather than a movie that stands on its own 2 feet with a good story and great characters and themes. So we had to avoid that. I think one of the ways we did that was by hiring Johnny Depp, because that tells the audience that it's much more mature, because if you look at his body of work, he doesn't do big Hollywood movies, and he does real edgy films and entertaining films. So I think that was the key for me to get at least the perception being away from just a theme park. We made a movie about a theme park ride. So I thought that was an important element in making the picture unique. And the other element was bringing in Elliot and Rossio, who rewrote the script and changed it to having cursed pirates, and pirates who turn into skeletons in the moonlight and have to return a treasure rather than steal a treasure. I thought that was all very fresh. So those elements, to me, made it very entertaining, at least for me, to open the paper on a Friday night and make a choice to see that movie over other movies.
One of these ships, pick up a crew and Tortuga, raid, pillage, plunder, and otherwise pilfer my Weasley black guts out.
I said no lies.
I think he's telling the truth.
If he were telling the truth, he wouldn't have told us.
Unless, of course, he knew you wouldn't believe the truth, even if you told it.
Commodore and Elizabeth, with their one comic scene that they have together. Here for
make a handsome couple.
Here for an example of English repression in all its glories. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some very repressed work.
But look at my cleavage! It is horrific wearing a corset. I don't think that anybody should feel that they have to wear a corset. Feel sorry for me.
I have one word for you, madam.
Yes?
Layers.
Oh.
Have a look at the layers I've got on.
my skirt is about a foot wide. 3 foot wide.
There's another thing. They arranged for this funny little thing for Keira to stand and lean on.
My leaning board.
Which is like for ladies with ridiculous dresses on.
Oh, breathe.
Yes, I'm a bit nervous myself.
Oh, stunt double, and hit the water in the Caribbean. It's funny, I fell off the thing in LA and landed in the Caribbean.
Oh, he's upset. Look, he's a bally hero. He's
taking your jacket off. That was lovely.
Look at my lovely medal.
It must be love, babe.
Well, it is. That's why the Commodore's lot in life is not a happy one.
Johnny Depp comes direct.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you could have had me in the white wig, but no.
Oh no,
We've got
Johnny.
Mr. Caribbean Spec. That's not
Come
Johnny
on,
Depp.
my son. That's not me either. But shush.
Yeah,
and it's called to the pirates. That's amazing, isn't it?
I didn't notice that the first time I saw it.
What exactly did you think it was then?
I thought the film was slipping or something.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yes, look, wind starts blowing, skeletons start blowing as they do, and I've just hit the bottom of the sea.
That's really
down
clever.
like a lead balloon. Look, there's me. I tell you, that was
Where
an
was
awful
that
day.
tank?
That was a tank in LA, and that's coming up. That's not me, but that's in the Caribbean. Johnny and a different girl. That's me in LA, and we're going to come up, and it's going to be the Caribbean again. I don't know where that was. That's Caribbean. That's in LA. Oh no, that's not. That's
me running.
With CGI in the background.
Can I just say, it's really hard to sprint in that costume. Oh no,
wait a minute. No, this is me. This is a wig moment. Okay, when he put me down just there in one of the takes, I actually took his wig off. It came with me. Oh dear.
Oh, that's a bit unpleasant.
You know what though? I have to point out here. I don't know if you can put this in the DVD, but there are no breast implants here. The breasts are actually smaller than at any other time in the movie. Oh, she's awake.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, look, he's arrived. My fiancé. Only dad.
The angry
Only one. Oh, isn't that nice? I get a cuddle by my dad. And
a little bit of a corset gag.
Corset gag going on. Oh, don't speak. I spent quite a long time wet, actually. We kept on getting buckets of cold water chucked all over us. It was even more disturbing when it was hot water, because I wasn't expecting it. Oh, pirate.
Oh,
You're so masculine.
I know, considering what I'm like in real life.
I know.
It's a shot, really, isn't it?
Hang him, who?
Well.
You're not very nice, are you?
Woman,
he's just saved the woman you love, and you're trying to kill him.
Listen, I'm the scourge of piracy in the Eastern Caribbean. I've got a man with a pirate brand on his arm. I'm not going to let him go.
No, it's true.
I'm a man of the law.
Finally.
Oh, there we go. That was unexpected.
I knew you'd come up to me.
He's not very nice, is he?
Well, he's a pirate.
Oh,
Be fair,
you look very worried. Thank you.
Of course I'm worried. I'm doing a lot of eyebrow acting at this point.
And I'm... angry.
Ooh.
Angry acting. Angry breathing acting.
Nice. Have you had to redo any of your breathing at ADR? I had to do redo some of mine. I can't remember what the reason was.
I had to do a lot of breathing in ADR. A lot of...
And actually, yes, if there was an Academy Award for screaming...
I have to say, though, shush, because this scene took ages, because I couldn't get his hat on and I couldn't get his thing round. And he looks like he's having a good time. Oh, okay.
Easy on the goods, darling.
Yes.
Please.
Totally. Oh, but he is so good looking. Close to Johnny. Oh, and again.
Gentlemen, my lady.
And they're all looking worried now, and I'm looking very worried.
This is a very good stunt.
No! Oh, and you caught me. It's the only time you actually get to catch me.
I know.
Or cuddle me or touch me.
This has to be one of the best stunts in the movie, though.
But, knocked his head. It was amazing, this stunt. We all thought he was going to die. Oh.
That's
a little... That's not Johnny.
That's
me looking in the wrong direction.
It's amazing that none of my guys hit him. If we think about it.
That's the movies, baby.
That's the movies.
And he goes running away. Oh, look. Oh, that's clever. That's a clever move, that is. He's very good, isn't he? Running away.
That's a hell of a stunt.
Look, there was actually a scene right in there that's been cut out.
Was there?
After this one, when I come up and be horrible to you, but obviously my character would have been too horrible if they'd kept it in, so...
Oh, because you're not very nice to your dad.
Shut up and go away, I think.
You told me to shut up and go away and told your father to start giving you fashion advice, as I recall.
Cut it out and it would have been quite funny.
Well,
there you go.
You know, some things just have to hit the editing room floor, darling, I'm afraid.
All right.
I think psychologically that when they put on their costumes, they psychologically change into somebody from that period and become that character. And I remember hearing a story about De Niro on Cape Fear that he couldn't figure out who his character was. And then he found this shirt, this really kind of wild shirt. And that defined his character for him. So it takes little simple signposts that help you do that. Johnny Depp said he was sitting in his sauna when he had the epiphany of playing Keith Richards, one of the Rolling Stones. So it comes to us in strange ways, but fortunately, when you're creative, it all comes out.
You're the one they're hunting. The pirates.
Each director is different, and you've got to support the director you hired because hopefully you're making the same movie. And some directors like to have chaos on the set. Some directors like to have it real quiet and very little energy on the set. And it's really up to the director to decide the rhythm and the pace and the atmosphere of the set. Standing on a movie set is like watching paint dry. It can be very painful and very slow, but that's just the process it is, and you got to get used to it. Gore is not somebody who likes to sit around in his director's chair. He's constantly moving, constantly working with the actors, talking to the cinematographer and the costumers and the prop people and the production people just to make sure that he's moving very fast to finish his day, and likes to get a lot of setups, and he's very particular about the performances that he wants and he demands. Yet he's somebody who moves the crew in such a way that they like him a lot. And the same thing with the actors. I mean, the majority of actors who work with, or in fact, I don't know any who don't want to work with him again. I think if you go out and hire people who are at the top of the game and want to make the same movie you do, you're going to succeed. It's all about hiring people. It's all about communicating your ideas and convincing people your ideas are the way the movie should be done or created, or, the energy that you exude to people around you either amps them up or slows them down. So you have to have very positive energy on the set.
Except once again,
I used to watch a ton of the pirate movies when they were on television when I was a kid. I loved Errol Flynn, Treasure Island and Captain Blood. And there were so many interesting pirate movies that were made. And the swashbuckling aspect of it. I made sure that we got some of that into this picture and show the excitement of the sword fight and the swinging from the yardarms on the ships. And it's all fun stuff. The actors had a lot of work to do prior to the movie. starting because at least Johnny and Orlando and Jeffrey had to take sword fighting lessons. So they spent months working with a master out of England who helped them and tried to have them understand what was needed of them for these particular fights, and then instructed them in doing the actual sword fighting. But I think what the most important thing he taught them was the fact you always have to have a sense of character in what you do and how you sword fight. Never forget your character and what that character would do. And this is a man who used to work with Errol Flynn. He goes way back. I think he's like 80-some years old, but he's an actor, and we brought him in to work with our actors. You never want your actors to put themselves in harm's way because, you know, they're you don't want anybody ever to get hurt, and a lot of actors think they can do things which they shouldn't try and eventually get hurt. So we have really quality stuntmen who step in for them when the things get too dangerous because we need them to finish the movie, and we also like them a lot. We don't want them to get hurt.
Now, this is a lovely, lovely lady called Paula Newman. Look at that cleavage. I'm sorry, I keep going on about it, but she is lovely. And they said to us when we shot this scene that they might not use it, and we were both desperate for them to. And luckily they have, so I'm very happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, whoever makes that decision. But Paula's lovely, and she was my only girl for ages. She was on it for about 2 weeks, and we really got on.
Too bold to say.
It is a smart match.
Well, actually, no, come to think of it, what was it like being in a film with 250,000 men? Was it lovely, or was it a bit much?
It was lovely. I mean, apart from you, obviously, which was very difficult, but everybody else, it was lovely. But I did enjoy being with Paula because we had a couple of, girly chats, and that was nice. Oh, there she goes. Oh. And off she goes, and I don't know what I'm thinking there.
Time for your Horlicks.
Time to take the medallion out again. Just, what's going on? Oh, look, perplexed look. Oh, I wonder what make that. Yes, I do it quite a lot in this film, don't I? Oh, and
he's hammering his anvil.
Back to lovely Orlando.
Somewhat symbolically, he's whacking his anvil.
It's so hard, darling.
The Black Pearl has arrived.
What is going on?
Oh, it must be a ghost ship. If you can't tell by the music. It's you two.
When Jonathan and I shot this scene, Gore wanted to shoot an extra shot that will feature in part in a moment. But he wanted us to do some reaction shots for after what's this And when after I go there, they left it on Jonathan Pryce, whose reaction to what was going on was to look just to the left of the lens and say, "Exciting." They unsurprisingly didn't use that.
But you do make a lovely couple.
We do make a lovely couple, and also they hadn't quite realised what sort of body shape we'd have to adopt, having rugby tackled him to the floor. So yes,
which I'm sure you enjoy.
There was a certain element of portly man love.
Of course, I'm
going down,
and you do it so well, Jack.
Well, always.
Now, come on, isn't this in the ride? They do this in the ride.
Do they?
Yes, no, I think they do. Lots of explosions. This took ages to film. This is like 3 weeks' work, all this bit. Some of it in LA, some of it in the Caribbean. You choose. I don't know where specifically.
It's the
That's
first
all LA. That's all LA.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, that all is. That's LA.
Oh.
And then anything with water is the Caribbean. So that's
if it's
the Caribbean.
dry, it's California.
Yes. Oh, look, all our pirates.
Here they come.
They are. Oh,
A smelly bunch.
yes, very.
That man was one of. Is it that?
It's Mackenzie and Lee with his eyeball. That was all CGI. He did not. He obviously has 2 eyes instead of 1. So I.
Oh, I thought he was cast because he was the only one-eyed actor in Britain
Maybe.
who'd take the job.
Really?
Apparently so. Antique hand grenades.
Blackbeards come along, and Orlando's going to go and save the day. Grr. I've gone on the ride many, many, many times. Jack's never been on the ride, have you?
No, I was too busy reading books about naval procedure to spend time fannying about on a ride. Oh, this is my chance for a Robert Duvall moment, a la Apocalypse Now, and I singularly failed to do it because I blinked when an explosion goes off behind my head. This is my I love the smell of napalm in the morning moment. Here we go. Oh, I blinked.
You blinked.
You see, I blew it.
Just like that.
Grrr!
You look serious.
Well,
Sorry, you're acting.
Remind me when I crack a smile in this film.
Yes, all right.
And
this is all LA here, and we're running up, and
they're running up to what looks like the Beverly Hilton.
At about 4:30 in the morning, and then we're in the studio, and we're running down. And I have to say, it was really difficult. I was wearing heels at this moment, and I kept nearly falling down the stairs. Oh, scream again. My first scream of the movie, actually. There are many more to come. I didn't work out for this scene at all. I thought it was going to be the stunt girl that would do it, and then Gore had the great idea that I should. Thanks,
you had to have
Gore.
a stunt girl to run up some stairs?
Certainly, I'm
Keira.
lazy. Excuse me.
Come on.
Oh, pirates at the door! No! And she runs into the room, and boom, the pirates have arrived. Now, this wasn't me. I didn't get to swing that because I was really bad at it, but we did spend ages trying to do this. And all the ashes that are about to fall out weren't actually there, you'll be surprised.
Absolutely none of them?
No, CGI. She runs away again.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, there you go. And now, okay, I'm about to run down the stairs. Somebody who you think will be Mackenzie Crook there jumps down. He was actually a stunt guy who was in Cirque du Soleil, which I'm very impressed with. He did all that, which was great.
Oh, that really.
All of this, that was quite scary. A lot of the time when we were doing the reactions, obviously nothing happened. That wasn't me. But all the rest of the time, they actually did explode this cannonball, which I have to say I was quite frightened at. Yes.
Well,
my heroic moment. No, goes all wrong. All wrong. I nearly speared myself with that sword, though. It nearly went right through me.
That's a very good gag, that.
Where has she gone?
We know you're in the puppet.
We shot this at the beginning of the movie. This was actually in the first kind of 2 weeks that we started filming. And after this, the yellow puppet was used for the remaining, 6 months of the entire shoot?
Pretty much.
You've got something of ours in it.
Now, what you can't see is that actually the crew are all right beside me. There's about 50 people in this cupboard. It's a very big cupboard, obviously. Now, the line I'm about to say here, the parlay line, cheers to Ted and Terry, the writers, for writing this, because I must have fluffed it about 1 million times. It's a very difficult line. Hello, Poppet. Oh, that one. This one coming up.
Parley. I invoke the right of parley.
No,
According to the
couldn't get that out.
brethren set down by the pirates Morgan and Bartholomew, you have to take me to your
Now,
captain.
come on, how do you learn that? That's a hard one, isn't it? It is. It's not just me being dyslexic, it is a hard line.
And this is also a fantastic early example of pirate dental plans.
Yes.
Which, as you can see in this period in history, weren't that well funded.
Yes, but luckily the heroine of the movie has perfect teeth. No, it's Orlando being all butch again.
Oh.
Oh, what's going to happen? Bye.
In films with lots of extras and lots of running around, the difference is, I think, kind of getting used to the fact that there's an awful lot going on around you, and you have to kind of be aware of that as well as what you're doing yourself, and try not to sweat too much in big wigs. That's never good.
Working on a Jerry Bruckheimer film, I think the only word I can think of to describe it is big. Really, really, really big. And it's amazing when you start going into work in the morning, and it's a normal day's shooting, really, if they're exploding boats or there are huge scenes with many, 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 many extras, as you can see in a lot of this movie. So as far as the acting goes, I don't think there's any difference. You know, you get on with all the people, you get on with the director, you do what you do. But it is amazing when you get to work on such amazing sets and so many extras, so many people around you. It's kind of cool, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, Daddy. It's just you and me now. It's you and old Black. That's very interesting.
Johnny behind bars. Oh, and the moon, and something must be about to happen.
It's time for Pirate Central.
Have I been taken away by the pirates? I must have been. I'm about to give a frightened look. This was all in the Caribbean, very late one night. Yeah, look, and you can see my hair's a lot blonder than it should be, and I think I've probably got a tan as well. Oh, yeah. What's going on? This took hours, and it's about 4:30 in the morning.
While we're on the subject of tans,
yes.
I should point out that...
this is in LA, by the way. Yeah, go on.
Those of us that played English characters, myself, yourself, Jonathan, we were told by the production that we weren't allowed to get tans, which is a bit odd, as we were playing English people who lived in the Caribbean. Some of us took it seriously, the no tanning rule.
And others didn't.
And I think you know who I'm talking about. And looking at this scene, oh, there's a little honey glow from your left cheek there.
All right, but I have to say it's lovely Isaac. And no, I haven't got a tan here because this is all in LA, so it's fine. But lovely Isaac, who's playing the bosun, gorgeous.
Who slapped you?
Who slapped me, yes. But he didn't really, so it's fine. And that monkey! I want to stuff.
Is that Marcel the monkey from Friends?
No, I don't think it's the same kind of monkey.
It is kind of the same monkey, isn't it?
I have to say here, okay, here's the story. We had to keep this monkey looking forward in this direction. They had to fire a water pistol in the same direction as the monkey so that it would look at it. Unfortunately, they kept hitting Jeffrey in the face with the water pistol, which was kind of interesting. So, monkeys, it took hours and hours and hours because of the monkey.
What you've been searching for. I recognise this.
It was amazing working with Jeffrey. I have to say, with a monkey on his shoulder that's kind of clambering around under his hat, I couldn't have I couldn't have. What's the word I'm looking for? I I couldn't have kept the concentration that Jeffrey did, and he was absolutely incredible. We had to do his line by line, so I didn't actually say anything on any of these close-ups. He just kept doing it and doing it and doing it until the monkey would look straight ahead, because very often, gone again, it wouldn't.
Jeffrey actually had a theory that if he was ever in a scene with Keira and the monkey, and the three of them were contained in the single shot, that people look at screens from left to right. So if he didn't get himself on the left-hand side of the screen, no one would be interested in looking at him if there's both a monkey and Keira to look at.
Yeah, it was.
So he was constantly trying to force himself into the left-hand side of the screen.
And he did it quite a lot,
and
actually.
I think you'll notice there you go.
Oh, look.
He's on the left. There's the monkey. There's Keira.
Surprise.
Now that's
the monkey first, obviously.
Now that's technique.
Oh, yes. That's classically trained acting for you.
That is.
Give over. That's a bad. Why did I give him that? Yeah, I'm thinking it now. I'm thinking that was a bad idea.
You've handed over the Jill
and
Fix It
off
badge.
goes the monkey. This was actually in a studio called the Dome in LA, which was kind of amazing. But it did take about 2 weeks to work. Now, the smoke, there's a lot of smoke in this scene. It was absolutely awful stuff. You came up kind of black afterwards and had to have many showers to get it off. And always, the thing that took the most time was getting the smoke at the right kind of density, which was always interesting.
There was a lot of waiting for smoke.
Yes, always waiting for smoke.
It was one of those things that in the very first
I'm
scenes.
scared again. Look, it's me being scared.
You've been invaded by a pirate.
Yes.
What happens now?
Orlando's just woken up.
Orlando's
Realised that he hasn't managed to save his girlfriend. Cheers for that, mate.
That's right. He's about to be treated
very badly by you.
Treated very badly by me. This is the only scene I chose to not wear the hat, and I think it was a mistake.
No, I don't know. You look dashing, actually.
I think I looked a little bit like an ice cream sundae.
Yeah. You know, I have to say, where were you guys when I was being taken away by pirates?
We were fighting on the battlements.
Oh. To be precise.
Yes.
Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
Oh,
dear, Giles. Angus, what were you doing?
Ask him where it is.
Oh, he's about to be a bit.
He's about to be a bit heroic, really, isn't he? Well, it's about time. Didn't save me beforehand, did he?
No.
Governor, we will establish their most.
I could never.
Oh, look at that! That was violent, that was. Look, and you're not impressed at all.
No.
You are not a military man. You are not a.
No, so go away.
You are a blacksmith. Not
very nice, really.
I like about you here. Look.
Oh.
You see?
Oh.
He's got love in his heart.
Oh, you don't say that.
And water in the bottom of his boat.
the homages to the ride in the movie are, a combination of what the writers added to the screenplay and what Gore thought was, I guess, inherent to the story. And I think that's really important because you can't just throw in reference to the ride and they're like islands unto themselves. They have no bearing in telling the story. And so where we found an instance that we could show you a piece of the ride and yet it worked for the characters in the story, we try to do it. And that's exactly how it ended up.
Not sure I deserve that. Giselle.
Who was she?
What?
This is a sequence I'd have liked to have been in, I have to say.
What, getting slapped by a lot of girls?
Oh, yeah.
Does that happen to you a lot?
Endlessly.
Kevin
always. McNally using his natural pillow.
Yes, the pigs. This was actually, he was rolling around in mud, real pigs, you'll be amazed to hear. And it was shot at about, 3 o'clock in the morning, so I should imagine he probably wasn't a happy chappy when he did this.
I think he was.
No, not really.
Then again, Kevin McNally has been seen in this sort of position frequently in his personal life.
Do you mean Mr. Badger?
I mean Badger McNally.
Yeah.
If ever, look at that. Man in the body of a badger. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. Oh dear, poor Kevin. But you know what? After this scene, they shot this scene and they thought, they put him in mud all night, they splashed him over with water, and he got to go home for Christmas. So weren't the producers nice to him? Because after he did that, they thought, well, we can't say no.
And then they stuck him in a scene in a pub.
Well, yeah.
Which, of course, cheered him up nowhere.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what's the nature of this venture you're in?
What's Elizabeth doing on the Black Pearl? We're about to see now, nearly. Oh, there we go. And she's in the captain's
It's a miracle
quarters.
it can sail, really.
How does it sail, by the way? Just wondering. It's magic! Ghostly!
It's ghost
I don't know why Jack Sparrow wants the Black Pearl so much. Oh, no, we don't know that yet. Can't say that.
Just take it to a good
look.
sail maker.
And suddenly, we're in a studio in LA again. And my hair's very curly and rather perfect.
Well, you may tell the captain that I am disinclined to acquiesce to his request.
Whatever that means.
Remembered that one.
Yes, I did. Just about. Nearly came out. And we've got the lovely dental work and eye work and hair work. They're a bit smelly and disgusting, actually. Oh, take the dress, love. Not naked. It's not a good idea.
Naked with the crew. It's a deleted scene, isn't it? It's a DVD extra.
Yeah, exactly. This scene coming up right now, in a minute, was actually the first scene that I shot. And in fact, it was the first scene of the movie shot at all. So this was in LA, and I was rather nervous, I should imagine. A bit of a scowl there. Now, at the end, it took about 2 days to film, I think, and I have to say that I was so sick of eating this stuff. It was all greasy and cold and disgusting, and I felt like I wanted to puke afterwards. I made the huge mistake of saying that I didn't mind eating anything. Next time I know, just fruit, because otherwise you're going to have to eat a lot of very cold meat and sit in front of disgusting seafood like eels, which you'll see in a minute. I was meant to spit the food out after I did each take, but I thought that was kind of disgusting, and it was my first day, so I kind of wanted to look cool, so I'd just swallow it. I know now just to spit.
There would be no sense.
Now, all this whole set was built on hydraulics, so it all moved. So in fact, you can kind of see it moving, but not really actually. But it was moving the entire time, and a lot of people got seasick, even though we weren't out at sea, which is kind of interesting. Now, really, there was very few lights used at all, apart from the candles, because there were millions of them everywhere, and I was kind of frightened of catching my hair alight because there was quite a lot of it. It's Jeffrey, and I think I was kind of daunted by working with Jeffrey Rush, really, because he's a bit good.
And this is the longest speech in the entire film, and the poor man had to film it on the very first day of shooting.
Yeah, and all I had to do was look and pout. Oh, a bit of a eye work
G,
there.
isn't it?
Yeah. Pout D, maybe. I'm going to write the handbook, don't worry.
I hardly believe in ghost stories anymore, Captain Barbarossa.
One of the most difficult scenes in the movie, at least for a producer and the writers and the director, is to have the audience understand what this curse is all about in a very simple way and what the treasure is all about. So that scene was rewritten many, many times. So it would be very clear what the curse was, how do you relieve the curse, what happens when they have the curse. So, we kept working on, and then we rehearsed it and modulated, and Jeffrey made it his home. Jeffrey is an actor that wants the writers around, would prefer him to have around. He wants to know what, I guess, pronunciation on certain syllables, what he should hit, what he should modulate. I mean, he's a very, very detailed actor and wants to know the context behind everything.
And all the pleasurable company in the world.
It's Jeffrey on the left of the screen again. And
he's no fool.
No, he's no fool. So he'd worked it out on the first day. But I was glad that I didn't have to say this speech. We had to do it quite a lot. I have to say, though, I would have fluffed my lines, as I've already said, and he did it all, so he's very professional. And the monkey goes again. The monkey wasn't there in the whole of the scene. We did try it, but he wouldn't stay still, so we didn't. Why he would have seen that? I mean, it's not exactly subtle, is it?
Yeah, but when I first saw it, I thought you just wanted it for the cheese plate after he'd gone.
Obviously, yes. Now, this took ages because it was the monkey again. Don't work with a monkey, there's no point. I mean, although the animal trainers were amazing, look, that is incredible. When he did it well, but it does take a long time to get the monkey to act.
And the blood to be repaid?
The monkey and the badger.
Yes, the monkey and the badger, all in one film. I love the dress in this scene. It's my Barbossa dress, which was quite cool. Oh, this is my first bit of action. Wait a minute. Oh, round we go. This was done quite late at night. I'm about to stab Jeffrey. Oh, God, I was so nervous about it. He had a plate. He had kind of a big metal plate in there. And I only got it about twice. I nearly killed him possibly about 6 times. And I was so nervous.
Big CGI.
Okay, now this is a CGI moment. None of these people were here. This took about 2 weeks to shoot this scene, and it was me bouncing around, pretending to be beaten up by invisible pirates. They were all there for the first day, all the actors, to show the CGI guys where they were, and then after that, they went.
This is good.
Now, this isn't me. Oh, that's not me. I think you can tell, actually. Can you tell? That is me. That was done on the blue screen, where I was standing around waving my arms and screaming a lot. All this sequence took about 2 weeks, and much of the time there was no actor here when we did this, and they put them all in afterwards. So it's amazing to see, the final work, because the skeletons are absolutely crazy, and it's nice to see what I was meant to be reacting to, because I didn't know at the time. Gore, the director, just told me to scream a lot. I did ask him, actually, when we were shooting the scene, how does one react to skeletal pirates? And he said, I don't know, guess. So I screamed.
We are not among the living, but neither are we dead. For too long I've been parched with thirst and unable to quench it. Too long I've been starving to death and haven't died. I feel nothing.
Moonlight Serenade is something that, are things that we discussed over and over again. Gore was passionate about it. It was a much longer sequence, and unfortunately we couldn't afford it to make it as intricate as he wanted it to be. And also there was a lot of discussion from the studio. They felt that the tone was wrong for the movie, and it shouldn't have been in the movie. And initially it was a little more whimsical. We had more whimsical music behind it, and we decided that we got to keep the tone of the movie real as possible, and she'd be scared to death by these skeletons, and that's the direction we finally took it when Hans Zimmer came in and his people worked on the score for that particular scene.
Keep to the cards.
The bit that's about to come up is all the treasure cave bit that was actually all on a soundstage in Disney. But it was really, really slippery. And all this gold, I took a lot of it's back in my house. Oh, I shouldn't admit that. They're going to do me for stealing. It was all kind of plastic, so not terribly impressive. I thought I might be able to get just a tiny bit of real gold, but there was absolutely none. But bit you're about to see where I'm climbing up the side. Actually, do they use it? They might not use it. I climb up the side of the mound of treasure in the middle, which was really difficult because my hands were tied and I was wearing a dress and heels, as I've said before. So it wasn't the nicest experience. And there weren't any steps or anything, so we really did have to just kind of figure out a way to get up a mound of treasure, which isn't as easy as it sounds, actually. There were always safety divers in the water in this cave. They never actually... I didn't see them save anybody, but they were there anyway, just to make us feel good. And the first assistant director always used to get very angry because everybody flicked the treasure around and used to play, skim the stones or skim the coins in the water. So that was always annoying, I guess.
Is left behind.
This is all in a studio.
No heroes amongst thieves, eh?
This Johnny's got put a jaunty rowing style.
Yes, he knows how to row. He does look good, doesn't he? And so does Orlando, look.
They both look right.
They do both look rather impressive. Very pirate-like. Ooh, look at all that treasure. It's making him look gold. That was really slippery, that bit. Really slippery. I think I fell in a couple of times, and luckily the pirates helped me out of the boat, which you didn't actually see. I did exit from a boat. And you're about to see a wide shot of me with Jeffrey talking a lot. As usual, really. He's got a lot of words to say in this, hasn't he?
Who, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeffrey has speeches.
He never stops.
It's me doing my acting again, which I seem to do for weeks and weeks on end. Yes, scared.
I do seem to remember everyone being pretty exhausted after you'd shot this sequence.
Yeah, this took a long time to shoot, and actually Jeffrey lost his voice whilst doing it because he had to shout so much. So the last day, he was just miming it. He didn't say anything. I would have liked to have helped him, but unfortunately I just had to look scared in the background, or fortunately.
But it's nice with that chest, isn't it, that they're using old props from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
It's nice to see things being recycled in that way. Harrison Ford's going to jump up between the two of you any moment now.
You can see it.
Oh.
Now monkey action. Come on, save me. Save me. They're about to kill me. Oh, yes, look, he's sneaking round. Oh, Johnny, stop it.
Have I ever given you reason not to trust me? Do us a favour. I know it's difficult for you, but please, stay here.
The tomb is a bit like Sleeping Beauty, a Disney movie. It is a bit like Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, yes. Not Raiders of the Lost Ark, made by those losers at the other place.
It's totally, yes, it's a Sleeping Disney. Sleeping Beauty
Yeah,
film.
there.
Yeah. The extras, I have to say, amazing extras. All the guys playing...
Do you mean the supporting artists?
The supporting artists, I'm sorry, playing the pirates. My guys, they were amazing. We had such a laugh, a great time in the Caribbean because they all came. Phineas again. It was brilliant. We had such a great time with them, and I really think that they really made the mood of this scene, certainly, because they were shouting the entire time, which was great. It definitely made me very scared. Oh, what's going to go on? No, not the hand. Now, the stuff that they use this chemical to make that little cut where you see it. They use this kind of clear solution, one clear solution on my hand and another clear solution on the blade of the knife.
And then when you rub it together?
Yeah, when they react together and it goes red, so it looks like blood. So that was terribly clever. Now, that was way after that scene. We did not shoot that on that day. That must have been second unit shooting that because I definitely wasn't there. It's very impressive, though. Very impressive. Oh, Jeffrey. Is he feeling different?
Is he smell the
feeling
fart,
the same?
As advertised in Friends.
Also not a Disney production.
Yes, I was going to say.
Oh, there's Trevor. Trevor looking pretty cool. And Liam Mackenzie again. Are they different? Are they the same? No, same. Sorry.
Did it work?
No, it didn't work.
How do we tell?
Yeah, shoot Lee. That's how you tell.
Always good.
Always a good idea.
No.
Now, Lee's actually a rather attractive fellow, I have to say. I mean, he doesn't have the beard, he doesn't have the hair, and it's amazing how awful you can make people look. I mean, in a fabulous way, because obviously he looks amazing as a pirate, but
He's in
he
fact
doesn't.
6'4".
Yes.
Blonde surfer.
Yes.
Type.
It's incredible.
It's amazing what they can do with CGI
Yes.
these days.
Now, this is about to be my fantastic stunt double, Sonia, who's my hero. There's Sonia. And she got an awful cut on that day and stood up as everybody's going, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay?" And giggles. And I guess that's why she's a stunt woman, because if I'd fallen over and cut myself as badly as she did, I would have been crying. It's amazing how quickly I wake up, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's because Will Turner's come to
Will
save you.
Turner's come to save me, and that love energy has just taken me over.
The love energy.
Yeah.
Who's to blame? Every decision you've made led us from bad to worse.
Another
Yeah,
fine example.
that was the bit there. My dress weighed 50 pounds wet. It wasn't meant to be wet, and they wrote that bit in. And I actually pulled Orlando back into the water because the dress was so heavy and he wasn't prepared for it. So I didn't exactly feel very ladylike and graceful that day. Oh, don't cut my
Or like a
throat.
drowned haberdashers.
Yes. Look good wet, though. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank
No
you.
messing.
Come on. She's
Oh,
gone.
she's
Disappeared. Where's she gone? Oh, my God, Jeffrey, no. Get after her. Arr. But, oh no, we've been terribly cunning. Where are the oars? Where are the oars? I wonder whose idea that was. It must have been mine.
I think Ted and Terry's.
Ted and Terry's, oh, to be precise. All right, then. It's lovely Isaac again. Oh, and Johnny in the background looking a bit bewildered.
You.
Yes, him. He's back.
You're supposed to be dead.
But he isn't. Oh, his hat's on squint. I know, because I spent ages trying to get his hat on straight, and it's squint again.
You're being
I've
saved for the first time.
Oh, I was so wet and so cold and a bit unhappy. We weren't that far from shore, but it's really difficult. Working on this boat, the Interceptor, was not a happy experience. It was, everybody got seasick because it rocked so much. There were about like 60 crew members, over 60 crew members on this ship. And everybody had to huddle into one corner or go underboard.
Below decks.
Below decks, thank you, not underboard. Had to go below decks whenever we were filming, so it wasn't happy. Either you were puking or you'd taken the seasickness pill, which meant you were falling asleep because it made you drowsy. So yeah, it was interesting.
And below decks on that boat was not a pleasant place to be.
Oh, very smelly, very, very smelly. We were actually all told when we were filming on the Interceptor not to use the toilets. So sometimes we were 20 miles out, everyone's standing up because there's no space to sit down, either falling asleep because of the seasickness pills or puking because you hadn't taken the seasickness pills, and you weren't allowed to go to the toilet, so there was nowhere to relieve yourself either. So it was kind of difficult.
There's no business like show business.
Oh no, very glamorous. Now, I'm about to have one of my, I think only four scenes with Orlando Bloom, and it's really the biggest scene we have together, actually. This was shot in LA. It took quite a long time. It was the last scene that I shot with Orlando. We were meant to shoot it in the Caribbean, but there was never time, so we had to come back to LA after the Caribbean and shoot it. It's a really nice scene, though.
It's lovely.
It's lovely, isn't it? I mean, it was great to work with Orlando because actually I'd met him a couple of times in London, but we'd never worked together before. But it was weird because although it was a 6-month shoot, whenever he was on, I wasn't, and vice versa because he spends most of the film trying to save me. So we only have 4 scenes. They nearly kiss and then don't. Oh,
you can feel the crowd.
You can.
Aching.
You can.
For closure.
Oh yes, and what am I trying to do there? It's a question. Oh, the bit now. I take off the medallion. It was so hard to get this medallion off. It was stuck with sellotape to the back of my neck, so that I can rip it off just like that. And every single time I ripped it off, the sellotape would get stuck to my hair, and I'd pull out a clump of hair with the medallion.
He sent it to me. Why did you take it?
This is nearly the breakup of Elizabeth and Will. It's one of the kind of more intimate scenes in the movie. One of the only intimate scenes.
It really is.
Yeah, and oh, he's lovely, isn't he? This specific scene we did rehearse quite a lot because we just spent a good couple of months in the Caribbean doing all the action sequences. So it wasn't really like we played a proper scene in quite a long time. So it took quite a while to snap back into it. But it was great fun. It was really nice just to kind of remember what film we were making and what we were doing. Because when you're shooting action sequences, it takes a really, really long time. And weirdly, for an action sequence, I mean, it's amazingly boring. So it's nice just to remember at the end of it that you are an actor and you know, what the story's about and that there are other people and all that kind of stuff. So it was great to finally get to film that scene. Now, this is Johnny and Jeffrey's first scene in the movie as well. This was shot just after mine and Jeffrey's first scene, so possibly on the 4th day of shooting. And this was the first time that everybody realised how Johnny was going to play Jack Sparrow. Wicked.
And I think it took a lot of people by surprise.
It did take a lot of people by surprise, but he's one cool dude.
He certainly is.
Nice. And Martin Samuels for the hair and V. Neal for the makeup. Oh, how
on
cool.
Both of them.
On both of them. Look at that scar over Jeffrey's eye. It actually took Jeffrey 3 hours in makeup to look like that. And Johnny's wig was more like a hat. So it just plopped on his head and they tied the bandana around and that was it. On and sorted. Yeah. So none of your hairpins and anything like that.
Oh, I had a lot of hairpins, a lot of rubber bands to keep that white confection attached.
Working on water is a big concern. We've seen so many debacles of other films that have gotten all kinds of problems. Water is very tricky. The weather constantly changes, and nothing stays put. The ship is always moving. Your chase boats are always moving, and they're always turning on you. It's very time consuming. So what we try to do is learn through what other productions did that went wrong for them, and we did a lot of research on how they filmed on water and what happened to them, and decided that we should do most of it around the LA area, and then go to the Caribbean only for 6 or 7 weeks, and only take them out to the high seas for 5 or 6 days. What you do as a film producer is you break everything down into little sections, and they don't look as daunting when it's just the sea battle. And then we hired the individuals who worked on Pearl Harbor, who did all our battles there. So I knew I was in really good hands as far as what was going to happen on the water. And then you have a director that's been around the block, and he understands how to get the most out of an action sequence, and then he storyboarded it. So you had the storyboards for the sequence. All the cast and crew saw storyboards, knew what was expected of them, and you rehearse it, you work it out, and it slowly comes to life. The most exciting thing for me is when you start looking at the dailies and you've put something together that's actually happening. That's a great thrill. But the biggest thrill, I think, is watching it with an audience, especially Pirates, because there's so many really enjoyable moments in the picture where an audience can respond to it. When they start applauding and they start laughing, it makes you feel great, and that's why I do this.
This was all shot in the Caribbean. This was some of the most amazing stuff ever to shoot, because there were these 2 huge boats. The Interceptor that we're on, that was actually in LA in a studio, but everything above deck is all in the Caribbean on a real boat. And we'd have to go round and round and round in circles, because the whole battle is basically set where we sail past the Black Pearl. So it made everybody rather dizzy shooting it, but it was pretty amazing. It's incredible when you watch it, because anything on the Black Pearl or below deck was really done in a studio. Now the bit where the sail falls, nobody was around, nobody was there. So they've put all these people in afterwards, which is quite an amazing thing to do. And when they actually filmed it, nobody really knew what would happen to the sail. There was a moment where everybody thought it was going to explode or ruin the ship, or everything was going to be ruined. So we shot the entire battle before they did the shot with the sail falling, because nobody knew what was going to happen. But it looks amazing, and luckily nothing happened. It fell and everything went to plan. So there you go. This bit, monkeys and all, monkeys, was incredible. These were all the stunt guys. Oh, and me. When we shot it, everything went to plan, and they swung across and sort of landed, and I pretended to shoot a couple of people, and it was all good. But it was amazing watching it film, because the stunt guys are really, really amazing. But all this bit with Orlando was, I think, one of the last scenes he shot in LA. It was a pickup afterwards. A lot of when we shot this, a lot of it hadn't really been written, so we were sort of making it up as we went along. I don't know if I should say that, but we were.
Thanks very much.
I was actually taught about 2 seconds before we did this, how to fight and hit people with the gun, because I wasn't meant to, and B, how to load a gun, because I've certainly never shot one, and certainly never loaded one before. So that was certainly an interesting experience for me. How many times can I say certainly in one sentence?
I think you could probably get another couple.
Yeah? All right, I'll try. But no, it was an amazing, amazing scene to film. It took a very long time. All this was meant to be the stunt double, and it wasn't. And I got taught it about 2 seconds before, and that's a very cool stuntman. I got taught it about 2 seconds before I was meant to shoot it. Now this bit, my nail is way too long. That's not CGI nail work from Keira Knightley.
You could play some mean guitar with that.
I could, couldn't I? CGI. I didn't mean CGI nail work. I meant something very different.
Your own stunt nail.
My own stunt nails. It's not continuity nail work from Ms. Knightley there. They should be
You're
a
a
lot
manicure
shorter.
in
In
Beverly,
the
in Beverly
yeah,
Hills.
that's what you call a Beverly Hills manicure.
You can't. I can.
All those shots with me close up were pickup shots after the event. When they realised they'd forgotten me on the actual day. How dare they? I love all that eunuch stuff. Brilliant. Me looking worried in the background. Jeffrey again on the left-hand side of the screen. No, actually, I think he might have been on the right-hand side of the screen. Pickup shot with all my boys. Rather smelly, I have to say, and rather dirty, but
Bet they were.
lovely.
Name your terms.
Oh, it's me not looking very worried there.
Yes, we know that. Anything else?
Was that continuity hair? Sometimes I've got it over my face, sometimes I don't have it over my face.
There's a lot of hair in this movie.
A lot of hair in this movie. A lot of scars as well. And pirating action. Oh, agreed. Now,
Some done.
that's Petite Tabac, which is very far away from where we actually filmed it. And I think probably that ship was CGI. This is me walking the plank. This took 2 days to film, and that is like a diving board. That's 15 foot up. That's me. It was okay, so there aren't waves, but the boat was rocking a lot, and I was rather frightened. At some points, they kind of built scaffolding to make it slightly better, but it did freak me out a lot and made me rather dizzy and kind of gave me vertigo, which is weird because I don't have vertigo, but it did freak me out utterly. Bit that I'm about to do. Oh, maybe she has a chance. Maybe not. The island in the background was put in afterwards because actually there was no island. So that's CGI. And taking the dress off was really difficult on that because I was balancing myself. I'm out there the entire time, balancing myself on a diving board, trying to take a dress off, which wasn't the easiest thing. Now, this is after Gauze said that I don't have to jump off the plank. I thought, well, I've been standing up there for 2 days. I'm going to jump off it now. Oh, and there I go. That was me. Up, off.
Was that
down.
you?
That was me. And that was some days later when I actually surfaced. That was not the actual day.
Little known fact about your ability to hold your breath
Yeah,
for 2.5
amazing.
days.
2.5 days later, I
She
surfaced.
is Aqua Girl.
Now, what was meant to happen there was a shark was meant to swim by and then I was meant to swim off, but actually they don't show it. So there you go. We did it with a CGI shark. There was a bit of green shark fin that looked a bit like a Christmas tree floating around in the water when I did that. But they cut the scene, so never mind.
Oh yeah, isn't there the whole thing where he tells you about swimming underneath the sharks or something?
Yeah, there was a big bit about sharks and it's all been cut. which is fine. It kind of works without it, but they go Jose and Phineas there, all around.
Gentlemen, give us a pair of pistols. It'll be one pistol as before, and you can be the gentleman and shoot the lady and starve to death yourself.
And that's not Johnny. And that there was one stuntman falling off the plank, and then another stuntman man who was there for the swimming bit, and then Johnny in a tank in LA. And this is all in Petite Tabac in the Caribbean. It was our last couple of days, being very wet. The ship wasn't actually there. That's a CGI ship. And spent many days being really wet. Now, the conch shells on this island was really difficult, so we always cut our feet a lot because they were everywhere under the sand and you couldn't see them. So there are a lot of outtakes where we're swearing quite a lot because we've just stubbed our toes on conch shells. This is my favourite bit of the film. I loved shooting this. It was so much fun. We had such a laugh. And he's just crazy, walking in very strange ways. And me desperately trying to get my lines out because, again, I couldn't remember it at all. East India Company and all that kind of stuff just wouldn't go in my head. And look at that tan. Look at that tan and that blonde hair.
Finally given up the ghost of the non-tanning.
Oh, yes. This was towards the end of the shoot. It was meant to be the end of the shoot. We were meant to finish after that, but we hadn't. So we went back to LA after this.
The rum runners used this island as a cache. Came by and I was able to barter passage off.
Johnny always surprises me with his performances, and I don't remember whether we improvised at all. I think we might have done. Gore gave us a pretty free rein. He just said kind of, see where it goes and go for it. We rehearsed a lot for this, a lot, and which was great because some of the time we didn't have time to rehearse, but we just had fun. We went with it. Now, the shot that's about to come up, there was actually more talking. That shot there was done back in LA. That's a blue screen or me standing in front of a green screen with wind blowing. Yeah, but that wasn't actually in the Caribbean. This is
my favourite
LA
sequence in the whole film.
This bit's in LA.
Is it?
And any wide shots, that's done in the Caribbean. But whenever it's close, it was either done in a studio in LA or it was done on one of the beaches in Malibu. That was done in the beach in Malibu, I think. Because the night that we started shooting this in the Caribbean, we didn't get to finish the scene. And on my way back home, we stopped off at Johnny's boat for something to drink and maybe a bit of dinner and to take our costumes off and everything. I went back from Johnny's boat with my mum and I think the third assistant director, and we were in a boat accident, and the boat went down. It went onto a reef. We drove into a reef and it started sinking, and we had to jump off the boat and wade through the water at about, well, you can see it's dark there, so it must have been about 10 o'clock at night.
It must be really terrible for you.
And we had to save 3 things because we just moved island, so I had all my luggage with me in the boat, and the guy said, okay, you can save 3 things. So I took a hat that was a friend of mine's, my passport, because I wanted to get home, and my sparkly purse, because it was far too pretty to go to the bottom of the ocean. And we stood out on a reef for about 45 minutes before 2 Frenchmen in a rubber dinghy came and saved us. It was a kind of surreal experience. The French are very good to come and save me in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. So yeah, we didn't shoot any more night scenes in the Caribbean because everybody realised that it was rather frightening because there were reefs that nobody really knew where they were. All this stuff, this is all in a studio, that's in a studio, and some of the other stuff's on the beach. Now, all this is great. This is really great. And I can't tell you what a giggle we had shooting it. I love Johnny's performance. He's a bit like Ozzy Osbourne in this bit. That's not me. That's not me because that's not me. Look, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes. Oh no, it is.
It is, isn't it?
It's Ozzy Osbourne.
It's Ozzy.
Exercising.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I get to shout at him again.
I like the notion though in that previous scene that you've actually managed to do like 3/4 of a bottle of rum and keep it together, but you're just going to not let go with the last quarter.
The last bit, yeah.
I'm very impressed.
That's because I don't condone underage drinking.
Exactly.
Why is the rum gone?
Just wait, Captain Sparrow. You give it 1 hour, maybe 2, keep a weather eye open and you will see white...
This scene, I didn't know what he was doing behind my head, so I'm really annoyed with him. I'll give him a slap. He's upstaging me again. And off he goes. Okay, now the next scene, I am sitting in the background of this shot because I was told that I was going to be seen by a Mr. Gore Verbinski. Had I done something wrong? Because he's made me sit out there. Can you see me in that shot there? No, I am sitting there.
You're in plenty of shots.
He's made me sit there for at least an hour. And you can't see me. Anyway, this is back in LA. This is in LA Harbour, and I have curly hair again, and I'm very glad. And when
no tan.
And no tan.
And you're about to. I'm back in the story, and you're about to come and upset me again.
Oh, but no, what I?
Oh no, you're about to give me a shred of hope. It's true.
It's me. I say yes to marrying you.
Well, that's true. Well, you're kind of making conditions.
I'm not.
Oh, it's women.
Women. You
can't live with them. Can't live with them.
Oh, bitter. He's a bitter gentleman.
Things can only get bitter.
I do like your gold brocade.
Look at that. That's some good brocade work.
Oh, yes. Yes. This was actually one of my first scenes with Johnny, I think. In fact,
was
it?
Yeah,
I think it was. I think this was my first scene with Johnny. As a wedding gift.
Oh, Lord. You take me by surprise there.
Oh, what's he going to say? The lovely governor.
Oh,
I am, yes. And Johnny upstaging me again. Shut up.
I'm afraid he is.
Oh, yes, irons. Yes, get him out of my shot, because otherwise he'll pull focus.
Oh, it's hard work. What's this high-grade supercilious
You could
accent?
at least smile.
I'm
you
a man.
could at least smile, Jack. I've just said I'll marry you. You're not even smiling.
I'm a man of action.
Yeah.
I'm a man of danger. I'm in a dangerous and action-laden situation.
Now, we had a nice scene after that's been cut.
It has.
Because it made me look too terrible and it made you look too nice.
There you go. You see how these things can happen.
I know. There is a very nice scene after that hopefully will be on this DVD. But there you go.
It's a brutal business.
It is a brutal business.
Never sat well with Big Strap what we did to Jack Sparrow. The mutiny and all. He said it wasn't right.
What's unique about pirates is the fact that we got cursed pirates who turn into skeletons, and that's very exciting because the way ILM did our visual effects, their computer power is so strong right now, they can create things that they couldn't do even 6 months ago. So our skeletons are much different than you've seen in The Mummy or any other motion picture prior to this because they have pieces of skin on them, they have pieces of clothing. They're more real, and they have the characteristics and some of the visual signatures of the character that they're portraying.
Right.
We wanted to hire an English girl because we felt most of the American girls that we met have very contemporary faces, and you want that old-fashioned look, and Keira embodies that. But also, she's a wonderful actress, and that is the key. The fact that she's beautiful doesn't hurt either. You want somebody that is real appealing, yet you believe is that character on screen, and and she made us believe that she's Elizabeth, the governor's daughter. I like to create really strong female characters who have something to say and have real strong will. I love the Keira spunk and the fact that, she takes charge when the men are kind of floundering. Keira had to be physically in excellent shape because when you work on a movie, it's really a long haul, and you don't get a lot of sleep. So you have to make sure that your nutrition is good and that you take care of yourself. So she worked hard at that, and then they rehearse, and they spent a lot of time together, rehearsing their part, talking about their parts, embellishing their parts, and making sure they understand who their character is.
Amazing sequence, this.
Yeah.
I think this has to be maybe my favourite.
It's the best fight.
It is the best fight. I don't think I've seen any other film where they go in and out of CGI skeleton bits before. Now, all this, the actors do it first, all these pirates. The actors do it first, and then there's nothing there, so you shoot it once with actors and once without. Here's me trying to pull a boat. No, Keira, you can't do it. It doesn't work. We did this scene a million times, actually. I don't know why, but it just didn't work for ages and ages and ages. And we had the writers on set and everything, and so it took a good couple of days to do it and work through it. I don't know why, but I guess I couldn't play it. God, very nicely kind of got me through it. Look, they're all really a very unhelpful bunch, aren't they? With Badger in the middle of them. Oh, and there's me quoting Geoffrey Rush, Back to the Pirates, and then this is me with a tan in the Caribbean and a CGI ship behind me. And actually rowing, I have to say. I did learn how to row to do this film, which was great fun. Very badly, I have to add. And I don't think I was too happy when we were on night shoots and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning and I had to row in the ocean.
You're supposed to be doing that. They're stealing our ship. Bloody pirates!
It's good, this battle, isn't it?
It is. It is good battle.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I'm going to be a bit heroic here.
Go on, love.
Lead my saying lots of orders I don't understand. When we shot this, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, as usual. They didn't tell me I was going to have a gun before I started to fight.
You look good with a gun.
Now, I did actually do this, but the thing that no one ever told me when we rehearsed it for weeks on end was that I'd have to do a version of the take with nobody. So we did it one time, and then they were like, okay, well, now we'll do the CGI version, which I didn't quite know what they were talking about. And it's a bit like learning to tango for weeks with a partner and then someone asking you to do it without them. And it's very confusing because you're never quite sure where you have to go next, because when the blades of your swords touch each other, that kind of gives you an idea of what happens next. So when that's taken away from you, it's a bit difficult to know what to do next. And I became a bit concerned because the camera operator, when we came to shoot the close-ups, suddenly changed into full body armor, which I didn't know whether to take as a compliment or indeed an insult. So I haven't actually had a chance to ask him which one it was, but I will. God, they're still at it.
Still at it. I just missed my big corset line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I talk over that?
Talk over my corset line.
Don't believe it.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll get over it. Don't worry. Bashing people with sorry, not wooden. No, it's
looks
real
like
gold.
A piece of church implement.
Yes, I'm not quite sure what it is. We actually had to reshoot this fight scene because originally when we shot it, you do it, as Jack said, you do it once with the actors, you do it once without. But because of this bit right here, where all these guys are skewered, we also had to do the fight scene without the golden pole. I am very bad at miming. Orlando's not much better, and we had a very hard time, so it didn't look very good, and we had to come back and reshoot it without the mime, which is lucky. Now this bit coming up was actually, this bit was my last scene in the entire movie out of the 6 months, and it was about 3 days before my 18th birthday, and they gave me a big cake. That's my last shot of the movie. That was it. Who's dead? Don't know. It's all a mystery. But that was it. And then we finished about 3 o'clock in the morning. I flew back to LA, I think possibly 2 days later, and I got back just the day before my 18th birthday. So they gave me a big cake, which was nice of them. And it had lots of cream. Not many people stayed actually, because it was 3 o'clock in the morning and we were all very tired and wanted to get home. But it was very nice, and thank you for my cake. And it had "Happy Birthday, Keira" written on it, which was nice of them. So, cheers.
So they then bought one for somebody else and thought, we'll give it to her instead.
Exactly. It was just in case I'd forgotten that it was going to be my birthday. I think they might have thought it was my birthday that day, and I really didn't want to tell them that it wasn't, because I didn't want to seem ungrateful, so I just pretended that was my birthday. But actually it was 4 days later, sorry. But thanks anyway.
It's really the only opportunity I get to look remotely butch in this film, which was a blessed relief.
You see, if my character had seen you like that,
do you know what I mean?
I would have married you.
Look at that! I follow him up, just in case he came back at me.
It's nice.
Oh yeah,
Nice one.
It was nice to have at least one chance to be a bit piratey, even if I was on the other side. Look at all that blood! Look at that.
And back at the moon.
Meaningful.
And it's all over for the pirates. I don't really know why they surrender at this point, because as you'd made very, very clear, you're going to hang them anyway. They might as well get it over and done with.
That's true. Well, it's going to be a bit of a festival of hanging back at Port Royal.
Well, it is, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to It's going to take about a month. They'll be first, those two.
Yes. Just because they're so cute.
They did.
The ship is on.
A nice one. Well done.
That was actually. They decided to put that line in on the night because there used to be an awful lot of huzzaring.
Yeah, there was a lot more, and
slightly too much.
I'm quite glad that they've cut.
And let it be pointed out that I'm not sure that the British Navy traditionally shouted huzzah repeatedly on winning a battle, but then I could be wrong about that. But let's just call it artistic license.
Exactly. Now, this is the moment where I'm looking pretty sad. I'm pretty sad at this point. Oh, please kiss me, please kiss me. No, actually, I don't think I
Phoebe
will.
Bristly, though.
Look, oh, and Johnny ruins it again, upstaging in the background as usual.
I think Orlando's got food in his moustache. You wouldn't want to kiss him at this point.
I desperately would.
I think I can see a bit of bagel there.
Maybe cream cheese. Oh yes, no, or maybe I have. Maybe he's looking at it.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you.
If you were waiting for the opportune moment, that was it. Now, if you'd be so kind, I'd be much obliged if you'd drop me off my ship.
I'm sorry, Jack.
They done what's right by them. Can't expect more than that.
I'm back in LA. Yeah.
Back in LA.
At the beginning of the shoot, actually.
Yeah, this was really early on, actually.
Yeah.
This sequence starting here, which kind of to the end of the movie, took weeks.
Oh, and we had to reshoot it.
Yeah, it took such a long time.
Can I just say at this moment, thank you to Jeannie, my body makeup artist, for making this fantastic cleavage that we're about to see in this dress, because it really is better than any other.
The miracle of spray paint.
The miracle. Look at that. The shading, the definition, it's fantastic.
The nervousness.
And your stern face. I really don't like you. Grr.
Yeah,
I'm not doing very much about it, though, am I? I should be running and jumping and desperately trying to save him, but I'm not. So
and that guy reading the speech out was a supporting artist who'd never said a line in his life, and was a bit terrified. This nice bit of yogurt,
nice.
And he'd never really said a line on film in his life, and he was a bit nervous, but he did it in the end.
He was very good, actually.
He was good, but he was very nervous.
He was very, very nervous because he had to say it in front of all these people, and there were a lot of them. There were a lot of extras.
This is where Orlando really ruins my day.
Oh, what's he going to say? I'm still not happy with him at all. Oh, softening. He loves me. I'm sorry to all the teenage girls out there. He loves me. Looking a bit like a buccaneer, but he loves me. And my dad looking not very happy next to me. And unfortunately, that's the end of you, Jack. Oh, she's seen a parrot. That must mean it's all going to be okay. And here he goes. He's going to swashbuckle and save the day. And she drops again in an act of desperation.
When in doubt,
faint. That took ages and ages and ages, that faint. I fainted how many times? Oh, up! What's going on? Down! Sword. And it was that easy. That easy.
The physics of that moment are kind of questionable.
And Jonathan Pryce doing his perplexed acting again at what his daughter's doing. And Jack's going to save the day. I love this fight scene.
I'm going to save the day with a lot of help.
Yes. From many,
here it comes.
Troops. There we go. All the red jackets in the background.
When in doubt, ask for assistance.
Especially when there are only two of them. You're a big man.
Oh, I've got an even bigger man on top of me.
Oh, what's Johnny going to do? Nice one.
This is one of my favourite stunts coming up. I love this.
Yeah, this is really clever. Boom! Down. Nice one. Yes, and again. Oh, go on.
And again.
Yes.
Pull it tight.
Yes. Oh, and gone. Not dead, obviously, just knocked out. That's nice. I don't think that was them.
No,
That's
it wasn't.
Nice. No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't as well.
I think I've managed to outnumber them now.
Now, this bit, how long were we shooting this?
Weeks.
It was like weeks and weeks.
And look, Johnny upstaging everyone.
Yes, of course. That's all he ever does. Upstager.
I granted you clemency.
I should have knocked him out.
And this is how you thank me?
On a vaguely serious note,
where's my hat gone?
It's fallen off in the melee.
Oh, running and all that fainting, it just disappeared.
The traditional melee.
It was just like that. We had big problems with the weather as well because we had to wait for kind of this greyish
for a
blue
bit of
sky,
sunshine,
and it never came. It's the LA. It's not exactly very sunny, is it?
The marine layer I believe they call it.
Yes, I think you're right.
Oh, you're about to break my heart.
As is mine.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not happy.
And Johnny upstaging in the background.
For goodness sake, put them down. So this is where your heart truly lies, then?
It is.
Well, I'm actually feeling rather good about this. I think we've all arrived at a very special place, eh?
Oh.
Spiritually, ecumenically, grammatically. I want you to know that I was rooting for you. Know that. Elizabeth. It would never have worked between us, darling. I'm sorry.
All of us with brown eyes on these days, because it was there was a lot of sun. We all had contact lenses in, which was great for Johnny because he's got dark eyes, so they were all one colour. But I've got kind of light brown eyes, so they had to do these two-tone contact lenses. I wore them for one day and felt so dizzy that I couldn't wear them again. So although they'd paid at great expense, well, probably not, but at some expense for these rather amazing contact lenses, I only wore them once and then couldn't after that. That was all in LA, and that's in the Caribbean. It's amazing when you think about it.
It is rather.
Yeah, that's all in the Caribbean. But oh, we're about to come to my favourite bit in the movie because I'm about to kiss Orlando Bloom. Not yet. In a minute. Oh, sorry, Jack.
My least favourite bit because I'm about to lose the girl.
Sorry, Commodore. What I don't understand is I have to kiss him in front of my dad. I can't imagine that he'd really go
condone that
go
sort
for
of
that.
behaviour.
No, I would have imagined. I mean, what I should have done is gone, okay, the Commodore, he's rich,
He's a thinking man,
successful, and got a gorgeous wig. I can't understand why I've gone for this stunning Orlando Bloom.
This is such a
with the feather in the hat.
And how can you go out with a guy with that much bigger feather in his hat?
I don't know. I tell you what, that feather was rather difficult. It was constantly hitting me in my face and tickling me, and I kept on breathing it in every time he turned around. He was attacking me with his feather.
Nice.
Yes, very nice. But his dad does look good in a kind of Errol Flynn way. Good in the hat, Orlando. Nice choice. Well done. What about Sparrow, Commodore?
Oh, I think we can afford to give him 1 day's head start.
Oh, that's nice of you. You're a nice chap.
I haven't got a girlfriend anymore, so I might as well go pirate hunting.
Nice. Good thinking.
There's not much. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait a minute. No, shut up. I'm going to be gushy.
After all, here's a blacksmith.
No. How does one do a kiss scene with Orlando Bloom? Oh, well, you say he's a pirate. He grabs you a bit like
And
this.
I can feel a crane shot coming on.
Then there you go. How many times did we do that? About 6. There were teenage girls all around me that day, and I thought they were going to kill me. You can't see, as the governor is walking off, he should have dragged me away. He's a poor blacksmith. Drag me away. Don't let her do it.
But no,
and there are, in fact, teenage girls just off camera ready to kill me because I'd kissed Orlando Bloom. That's an amazing
stunt.
It's a great film. We swash, we buckle. You know, there are a lot of pirates running around.
We figured they were more.
This is Keira Knightley. Thank you all for watching and listening to us all go on about this amazing film, Pirates of the Caribbean.
This is Jack Davenport saying pretty much the same thing, except I'd also like to thank Lucia, who did my hair. I know it was a little painful, and Joel, who did my makeup, Mark, who dressed me, Lady Penelope Rose, for making sure I looked as silly as possible. I hope you've enjoyed this. We've loved doing it. Take care. See ya.
On deck, you scabbards!
When you make a movie, you try to make the best movie possible. And you know what is wonderful about what we can do now is you can, as an audience, understand why we made the movie and how we made the movie. And that's really important to us because we give you a lot more. And what DVDs do for you is you get to listen to the filmmakers and understand why they did what they did. And we're thrilled that you got a chance to pick up Pirates of the Caribbean in DVD. And we hope you enjoy what we've all put together. This is Jerry Bruckheimer, and thank you very much. for spending your time with us on the making of Pirates of the Caribbean and understanding how we made it, why we made it, and what we did to make it.